On Working It today, Andy Challenger of Challenger Grain Christmas. We're talking about jobs for teenagers in the summer. Now, I know when I was in high school, I went to work at the local food store bagging groceries and did other things, but that's not what's happening. But the big story is, it's not what's happening with lots of teenagers. They're not getting into that summer job market.
Yeah, so the job market for teenagers has gotten better. You know, we have 200,000 more teenagers working today than this time last year. It's continued to improve along with the overall job improvement. But the participation rate of teenagers has dropped off a cliff. We now see about 1/3 of teenagers looking and wanting work, whereas early in the 2000s, it was nearly half the population.
Wow, so this is a huge number. What are those teens doing?
Yeah, so it's a big culture shift. Teenagers are staying in educational programs throughout the summer. We see a lot of teenagers want to do something altruistic with their time off of school and going off and doing these philanthropic programs, but they're not working in much greater numbers than they ever have before.
And of course, there's a big push for year-round schools not having the summer break anymore, so that naturally eats into that as well.
It's eating into it.
Now, the problem is that teenagers got experience in the workforce. They're not getting it anymore. So what happens when they get out of college? You know,
It's something we're going to have to deal with, and we're starting to see it where a lot of times college graduates, 21, 22 years old, have never held a job before because so few teenagers are expected to do that in their early years of formation, and they may be missing some critical skills.
talking about the teens that are getting jobs, though, this is not just necessarily like the bagging of groceries or going and working at the fast food restaurant, but other interesting opportunities in different places. Those have obviously grown over the years. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, one of the things with the internet proliferation and the job market and all these different factors coming back is teens have these opportunities. They could go work at a space camp in Florida, or go to Legoland and get boarded there for the summer. So it's not just walking down Main Street and getting jobs. There are opportunities across the country these days.
And like you said, with the internet, obviously jobs can be done at home too that weren't even thought of 20 years ago.
Certainly, right? The average teenager has been running their own little personal marketing online campaign since they were born, and so they know a lot more than the average adult often, and can get jobs doing that at home.
Andy, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.